What's up, everybody? I'm Pastor Micah, and I'm the pastor of All Nations Church, and today we're continuing our series, Act 1, Birth of the Church, a series on the book of Acts as we look at the formation of the church and we look back at our past to have hope for our future. But before we get deep into the text for today, I want you to do something. I want you to think about a time where something happened in life that had a deep and lasting impact on you. So it could be an event. It could be seeing nature like the Grand Canyon or anything like that. It could be a party or something like that. And just think about that. Think about the event. And again, think about the impact it had on you, how it made you feel, the emotions, the smells, the sounds, and all that was going on. Last October, my family and I, we were blessed to go on a family vacation, and where we were, there was a water park. And of my three children, Johnny, the oldest, was the only one tall enough to go on the big slides. And so every day we got to the water park on our vacation, Johnny would say, okay, we're going to go to the big slides. And he always had a plan. We're going to go do this one and that one and that one. And there was a big one. It was about 100+ feet slide. It's the type of speed slide that, like, if you do it right, you're probably going about 50 miles per hour and, like, hydroplaning across the pool. And we looked at that one, and I said, Johnny, what about that one? He said, no way. He's like, it's too big, it's too high, we're not doing it. And I kept saying day by day, why don't we do the big slide? And he kept saying no, and about halfway through the week, he said, okay, on the last day, I'll do the big slide. And so here we get to the last day of our vacation, and I said, okay, Johnny, are we going to do the big slide? And he said, well, I said I would, so I'm going to. And so we climbed up all of those flights of stairs, and I go down the slide first, and I'm sitting at the bottom of the slide waiting for Johnny. Now, it did take him a second to get himself going, but I could see the smile on his face midway through the slide. Think bigger than something like Johnny going down a slide. Think of a global event that you were able to witness that had not just a lasting impact on you, but a lasting impact on everyone else. One of the most lasting impactful events that I've ever experienced happened when I was 5. My brother and my sisters were all off to school or somewhere else, and it was just me and my mom at the house. And I remember her calling me into the living room, and she pulled me onto her lap, and she said, you need to watch this. And I'm 5. And I sit down on my mom's lap, and I look at the television screen, and it's the news. And so I tried to squirm to get away, because I was like, she's tripping. I'm going to go back and play with my toys. But she held me tight, and she said, just watch it. And as I'm watching, I'm thinking to myself, what's the big deal? It looked like a construction company was knocking down a graffitied wall. Well, it was tearing down the Berlin Wall. And I just remembered the blue couch with the wooden handles that we had, and a big tube type TV, and watching the demolition ball crash through the wall, and the joy of the people on either side of the wall being reconnected. And literally the Iron Curtain is falling, and at least for a moment in our history, the world experienced some level of peace. It was remarkable. It had this lasting impact. Now, consider this, that overcoming childlike fears of going down a slide and at least a moment of global peace still doesn't have the impact of the story that we're going to talk about today. Those two events have nothing on Pentecost. As you're having your discussion today, I hope you really just consider the moment of Pentecost. Consider its significance for the church then, but also for the church today. Let it resonate in your conversations. Let it resonate in your own life. And let the impact and the significance of it resonate for you in such a way that it builds your faith up. That what's happening at Pentecost, this transformation of the hearts of people to believe in Jesus Christ, is the same thing that is happening in all nations today. And that moment of Pentecost that happened 2,000 years ago is still a moment that we get to participate in our moment in history now. I hope that your conversation is blessed and filled with lots of different angles and lots of different considerations of how these things impacted you personally, but the church at large throughout time and history. And I hope that it helps you grow. so that as we continue looking at it and diving into the birth of the church, we get to see our place in history, both then connected to the people who started it, but as the people today who get to continue it. I'll see you all next week, and I hope you have a happy and fun-filled time until I see you next time. Peace.
Hey everybody, John here, small groups developer. I just wanted to reiterate a couple things that Pastor Micah just touched on. Actually, it was just one thing, and it was the idea of considering. So from now on in the discussion guides, there may be an opportunity for us to just consider what God is calling us to. Consideration takes time. It's like meditating on something, so we're just going to take a minute to chew on whatever we're reading. The world moves us at a fast pace throughout the week, but considering or meditating on, all that's just going to help us to slow down our pace and pay attention to what God is calling us to. And then I have one more announcement. Tina is the go-to person for the Jackson Park Jamboree. As you know, All Nations has been a church that is indispensable to the youth of our city. And so the Jackson Park Jamboree is happening on May 20th. And the kids ministry is looking for donations for prizes and volunteers to work the event. If you have an interest in that, you can see Tina at the church when you go to pick up your kids, or Wednesday night at communion, or the following week up at church. Thanks. See you later. Bye.